Here is a non-spoiler review of, from the world of John Wick, it is Ballerina. This one, of course, starring Ana de Armas, and you got a lot of returning characters from the previous movies to make sure that you realize that it is, of course, linked in, and Keanu Reeves is the obvious, and John Wick, Ian McShane returning as Winston, Angelica Houston as the director, the late, great Lance Reddick for his appearances in the Continental during this time. But it is Ana de Armas who plays Eve. Now, I'm going to go with the good and the bad of these movies, and I'll start with the good. Ana de Armas she's a star. You know this. You can't kind of keep your eyes off of her with the anger, the rage that she's supposed to bring into it. You buy it. You get it. And she is this character of Eve who witnesses this thing happen to her when she's younger. And because of it, she gets thrown into the world of the ballerina. You know, the Angelica Houston takes her in, and she trains her, becomes whether it's the Red Sparrow movie or the one, what was the one, Atomic Blonde, similar to those types of stories. And then she goes looking for revenge. And during that time, because this is in between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4, John Wick is going through what we followed him to do. And they link up a couple times. And when he does, it's electric. It's fun. You get to see it. My friend asked me, he said, does it make sense in the context of what we saw? Like how, or they just throw it in there? The first time you see him, it makes sense, and they kind of link it back together. The second time, I did ask the question, I was like, well, if he was doing all that other stuff, how did he have time to do that? But then the answer was, well, because they wanted to have him in the movie, so you're excited to see John Wick again. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But Gabriel Byrne plays the main villain in this one, and he is the whole reason of who Ana de Armas is going after, right? So again, with the positives, there's some good action scenes. There's some great kills in this one where there's a big fight scene obviously at the end, and there's one particular thing that they do that I was like, oh, you know what? I'm surprised they never did that in a John Wick movie, and it's fun in how they do it. There are some times though that I wish that this movie would have gotten more grounded. I just watched the first movie, the John Wick movie, and as each John Wick movie goes on, it gets more like spectacular and turns, and they even said it as much. Chad Schlesty, I always get his name wrong. Chad says that they made it a video game, the fourth one. I mean, even in that one scene, it's a video game. And by the time you get to the fourth movie, John Wick can fall off buildings and get up, and he just kind of shakes it off. He can fall down flights and flights of stairs and go, whoop, all right, and move. In the first movie, it's not that. He's getting stitched up. He goes through a lot, but he's damaged. I would have liked to seen that in this first movie for Eve, because Eve is pretty much in that video game mode where you can throw her around, just fight, and they even have a scene which I liked. The scene was, look, you're going to be smaller than most of these people that you fight. They're going to be stronger than you, but you've got to fight in your way in order to do it. And I'm like, oh, so what creative ways are they going to have to do? Because I love that thing. And then you see her in the next training session and she uses it, and you're like, oh, okay, great. But then when they get into the bigger fight scenes, it's like she's taken out as many dudes as John Wick is doing, but in the same way that John Wick does. And you're like, I don't know. That doesn't really set up the rules that you did before. Plus, she's not hurt. She just kind of like, I'm like, oh, she's bleeding. It's like, oh no, it's not. She's not bleeding. It's someone else's blood on her head. I wish I would have seen a little bit more of. We get no one is like John Wick. No one is like John Wick. So we get it. There are times when you're going, wait a minute. If you're looking at her and you're saying she's not John Wick, she's got to do things a little bit differently, and she's hurt, but she's able to find the way because the will is there. Ana de Armas has that will. She's got that drive. I buy it. It's not like, I don't feel like it's fabricated. But the movie to me relies on just the action, because I said in my out of the theater reaction, and I disagree with this person more than I disagree with anyone in my life. I said in the reaction that there's a plot to John Wick in the first one. And his character's like, you're talking about a plot. First one, guy's dog gets killed, wants to go, some plot. that's not the plot. The plot of the movie, literally just watched it again, is that this guy is dealing with grief. He is dealing with the fact that his wife just passed. The gift that he got from his wife who was dying, who knew he needed this companion in order to stay at peace, got this for him in her last breath, knowing that she was about to go, sends him the dog. So when that dog dies, that bit of peace, that understanding of that he was able to transition out of this crazy world that we're about to discover, that's when it all breaks loose. And the visions and the things that he's seeing throughout it. It's an hour and 40 minutes at most, but you get so much about the character and understanding, and they set up the world throughout. It doesn't just rely on the big action scenes. The later ones do after a bit, but the first one was really about establishing who John Wick was, what that world was about. And yes, the dog was the catalyst of it, but it wasn't just because they killed his dog. It was because of what the dog symbolized in his transition in life. So to that person that commented, you didn't understand the movie at all. You didn't get it at all. It had a it had a plot. It had a plot in general about who this person was and what that person did. This was just kind of like a setup again of, okay, well, she had this thing in the beginning with her dad. And by the way, her dad is played by David Castaneda, who is excellent in the beginning of this movie. Excellent. I would like to see him do more things like this. I had the opportunity of interviewing him once for Umbrella Academy. I wasn't very familiar with his work before that. Saw that, thought he was really good in that show. He is excellent in the beginning of this movie. And I hope he gets to do some more things, because that setup in general is like, okay, well, what's that going to do for the overall expansion? And that's the most of the plot that you really get in the beginning of it. And then it just kind of like, okay, now let's just beat the piss out of everybody. However, that's what a lot of people are going to want to go to see this movie for. And I said in the out of the theater reaction, if you're like, look, I'm not looking for plot. I'm not, maybe you do think, well, the first one's just about a guy who loses his dog. If you're that guy who's commenting and all you want to see is just crazy action, then that's what this movie is. It's crazy action. The positive, again, is that Ana de Armas can lead a movie. She can lead a movie. She is charismatic. She's great. Gabriel Byrne, who's a phenomenal actor, a legendary actor, Usual Suspects, one of my favorite movies of all time. Kind of underused and kind of a generic bad guy. Norman Reedus, people are asking about. Again, underused, and is pretty much just playing kind of Daryl Dixon in this particular. I couldn't see past it in this role. I think he's a great. I think he's a great actor, but for what he does in this, when he shows up, I'm like, oh, it's Daryl, and it's because even the way he's holding the weapons and everything too. But that plot line and other things that are going on, there was a couple different times I'm watching, going, okay, it's fine. Let's just watch some people beat the piss out of each other. So I think you could save it for streaming. But I also think that if you're looking to just kind of shove popcorn into your face, watch this movie and check it out, you should go to the theater. Because maybe you're looking for an alternative of big superhero movies or anything too, and you just want to see a cool action flick, then this movie will serve that purpose. So I'm going to kind of score it two different ways. As an action flick overall and a movie that's just for pure entertainment, I'll go 3.2. As an entertainment action movie, right? As a movie in general and overall for plot, story, and everything else, I'm going to go 2.8 out of 5. So there's two different ways to look at it. Again, I just scored it two ways for what you're looking for or what you're trying to go to see the movie for. If you're going for an action movie, then it is going to be a fresh review for you, so you can go and check that out. If you're going for a movie with some plot and wanting to lock into the characters and hope that, I feel some emotion from this stuff too, in the same way that you did for the first movie of John Wick, I don't think you're going to get that. But those are my review. That's my review. That's it. Those are my thoughts. Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Are you going to go check this movie out? Do you want to see this movie? What say you? Thanks for joining me here. We're so close to 200,000 subscribers. I hope that you will hit that button. We not only do reviews here, we do out of the theater reactions, we do regular movie reactions, we do live shows, we do interviews, that and more. So I hope you join us. Thanks for being here. We'll see you later. Bye. Okay, it is great to have Turtle Beach back. And I've been talking about Turtle Beach. You guys have been raving about Turtle Beach, and why wouldn't you? The Stealth 700 headset that I got, it was so great. It just stood out to me was the sound, man. Like just playing that Indiana Jones game, as I've told you guys, you could just hear every little thing. I love it. And it's just, it locks me in. It's better than the other previous headsets I've had. I don't like being aware that there's other things going on around me. I like being locked into it and hearing every bit of the sound design and just comfortability, to be honest with you. I could wear them for hours. I did. It's almost like they're so comfortable in my head. I was like, oh, I didn't realize I have these things on. I love how precise the audio is. I just feel like I'm so locked into the game when I'm doing it. And it's like that feeling I get when I'm in the theater. I'm just in the world because of the sound. I love sound. You guys know that. The other thing that's great about it is the 80-hour battery. That's crazy. I mean, you don't even feel like you ever have to even charge it. The worst is you're playing something and then it just craps out on you. And you're like, oh, no. The Stealth 700, it has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. What it means is that you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and your PC with just a click of the button. It gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, and it's all done with the Stealth 700. And this is the easy part. You head to turtlebeach.com, use that code Kristian for 10% off your entire order. 10% off at turtlebeach.com with the promo code Kristian. But you're going to purchase it, and then they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? You say, our show. You support our show, you tell them that we sent you, and get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today.